everybody. Game Time Brian here, otherwise known as the mailman. Up bright and early in my mama's basement. Wanted to do a video today, this morning. I probably won't have a chance to do a video later at work. Thursdays are normally a bigger day for me. Um, Not a lot to talk about other than, my God, what the heck happened at practice yesterday morning, um, or yesterday afternoon. Um, All I will say is my Dallas Cowboys aren't taking any crap from anybody. And, you saw what happened. Actually, it was Brock Hoffman, shout out to Brock Hoffman. He's a rookie free agent offensive tackle who's making waves in camp. He's making a push to be our backup center. He's playing guard. He's playing tackle. He's pretty much a jack of all trades. Looks pretty good. But, anytime you see fights in camp, anytime you see like guys getting into it, usually means they're both having some success. And you saw them, run it back twice. You had Brock Hoffman versus Sam Williams. Sam Williams, Mr. Nice Guy, who literally one of the nicest guys you could have if you talk to him like off of the field. As are most unbelievably good, talented, explosive players. Off the field, they're unbelievably nice. And that's exactly what you get with Sam Williams, but not yesterday. The first rep, you saw it. Brock Hoffman had him. There was some pushing and shoving. They wanted to line it up again. Again, Brock Hoffman. You saw Sam Williams get the edge a bit. Brock Hoffman pushed him to the outside, but there was more pushing after the whistle. Sam Williams and Brock had to, instead of, Brock did turn around and was walking back to the sideline or the huddle of the offense. And you saw Sam Williams go after him and looked like he was going to swing. And whether we agree, whether we agree or don't agree, Tyler Biotish, who I will get to in a second, but Tyler Biotish decleats Sam Williams. Now, we could debate on whether he should have stayed out of it. Maybe he was overly aggressive. All that is true. God forbid Sam Williams were to get hurt his shoulder. That was a tough push to the ground. Then all hell broke loose. At the end of the day, that shows you that Brock Hoffman was doing a good enough job to get under Sam Williams's. He was getting under his skin. And it tells you that Tyler Biotish is going to have the back of a rookie free agent, okay, who's actually balling out in practice and is fighting for a job. Let's keep it low. Maybe we can get him on the practice squad. If not, we're going to have to. I don't know that he's going to make the 53, but hopefully we can get him on the practice squad. Because, we like to keep our draft picks, even though a guy might be playing better. We got some tough decisions coming up, but we'll get to that. And then you see Micah Parsons. It was the last padded practice of Oxnard. And boy, did it get heated. You saw Micah Parsons get upset. And then the leader of the team, if anybody doubted who was the leader, I'm hearing, Micah Parsons is the leader of the team. Micah Parsons is the lion. No doubt. He's an unbelievably talented player. But the leader went over, grabbed Parsons by the collar, and pushed him off the field. None other than number 4, Dak Prescott. Everybody wants to talk their shit about Dak. Us Cowboy fans know better. They know that he's willing to lay it on the line for the team. Whether it's the Seattle playoff game where it was 4th down and 1, and he single-handedly got the. I think it was more than that. Maybe it was a long one, but he pushed out of the pocket. He single-handedly went and got the first down in the playoff game, and they ended up winning. But whatever. I'm not here to talk about Dak this morning, but he is the leader. What I'm getting to is J. Ron Kurtz made a statement, and he basically said, we ain't taking shit from anybody this year. It doesn't matter. They are coming after everybody. And if anybody wants to sit here on these talk shows this morning and complain about the Dallas Cowboys as a football team, it doesn't matter what Dallas does. They can't do anything right as far as they are the clickbait. Everybody wants to troll them. But my defense ain't going to take shit from anybody, okay? They are not going to take shit from anybody, any offense. Doesn't matter what the name is on the back of your jersey. They're coming after you, okay? Whether you're Tyler Biadasz, Brock Hoffman, Sam Williams, Micah Parsons, it don't matter. They're coming for blood. D-Law, you saw him involved. Listen, you can't have Camp Cupcake all the time, okay? I understand you don't want to get into fights, Mike McCarthy, and, it's not productive. 100% agreed. But every once in a while, you need to, anybody that's watched any kind of a football training camp, especially on the lower levels, which is even more brutal, believe it or not, this is what you need. This is what brings the teams, together. Each year, your football team is a different team, okay? The team that you end, like last year, like that Dallas Cowboy team that ended last year, that's a totally different team than the team that we have this year. It just is. It's not the same team. That's the way it works. You get together in OTAs, you go into the off-season, like you started out with the off-season training program, and then you go into mini camps, and then you go into training camp. By the time you hit that first game, it's a different team, different mentality. I'll be curious to see what the theme, they always make up these T-shirts. I'll be curious to see the T-shirt theme this year, but something tells me it's going to be us against the world. It's a one-word or two-word thing, but we shall see. But that leads me up to, we are 24 days away from Cowboys at the New York Football Giants, 8:30, Sunday Night Football, the game of the week. Make no mistake, Sunday Night Football is now the game of the week, not Monday Night Football. The ratings will tell you that. At MetLife Stadium, and yours truly will be there. I'll be there in the end zone. I will be there ready to roll. I will be there bringing content before the game. I'm going to stay after. I can't wait to see my Cowboys go into MetLife and get a W week 1. I'm on record as saying I think it's going to be harder than people think. I just think the Giants are a better team. People can laugh at me. They could say I'm this, I'm that. We'll see. We'll see. I think they're a better football team than they were last year. And now they have the confidence of making the playoffs, regardless of what they do in the playoffs. I think they win 9 or 10. I'm on record as saying 10. We're going to revisit that in a couple of weeks after the last preseason game. Me and my partner, Primetime Phil, just get ready. So we got a lot to talk about. I'm excited. A lot of tough cuts coming up. But, okay, let's get into it. So, as I stated, we need to get through these next 2 preseason games. Don't forget, this Saturday night, 7 o'clock, we are doing, me and my partner, Primetime Phil, we're doing the Packy Chip Challenge. We're doing the 1 chip challenge because I reached the 500 sub mark. We will be doing the little nitro when we get to 1,000 on Primetime Phil. But we are doing the Packy Chip Challenge. I will have a couple of Eagles fans in attendance in my house. I do live in Eagleville. They are here to see me burn. I might have Mark Holmes in the house, zoomed in just to help me and Phil if we get a little overheated and we can't concentrate on the chat. But we will, I repeat, we will be live streaming during the Cowboy Seahawk game Saturday night at 10 o'clock. So we get a little bonus coverage. Hopefully, I have time to unburn and heal up a little bit. And then we're going to live stream the game at 10 o'clock. I want to get into the kicker situation like real fast. Brandon Aubrey, to me, I think, unless he goes off of the table, if he goes off of the ledge and he just can't make nothing, he's going to be our field goal kicker. The more I'm hearing, his kickoffs are phenomenal. He did go 11 for 12 yesterday in practice, and that's not the easiest place to kick. They were kicking into the windy part of the field down there in Oxnard. He went 11 for 12 and from 25 to 48 yards, or 25 to 43 yards. So I think that's where it's going. I think that they want him to win the job. Unless he has a mental breakdown, he will win the job. But look for our backups again, our backup offensive line. We need to see I really liked what I saw last week in the preseason game. We need to see our backup offensive linemen separate. Who's going to make the team? Who do we have to make the practice squad? So you look out for Matt Waletzko. I believe he's on the team as our swing tackle. You got Josh Ball. As much as I'm not a big fan, he's basically locked into a backup right guard. He's a bit tall, so stay tuned for that, whether he actually makes the team. But they like Josh Ball. He's big. Now that he's not playing tackle, that might be a help for him making the football team. Matt Farniok, they really like, but he struggled at backup center. He's in competition with Brock Hoffman. These are just some of the names. We obviously have Asim Richards and TJ Bass. They love both of them. So something's got to give. We can't keep everybody. We got our starting five. So maybe I had us keeping 9. Maybe we keep 10. So we need to pick 5 out of those. Yeah, well, let's go Ball, Farniok, Hoffman. Well, maybe all of them can make it, but that would leave us thin somewhere else. And if we're going with 3 quarterbacks, then we're leaving thin again. So maybe we're going with 3 running backs and not 4. Maybe we're going with 3 tight ends and not 4. If we go with 3 tight ends, you do the math. We got a Ferguson, Schoonmaker's on the team. I mean, it's kind of, I'm not going to rethink the pick, but he's on the team now. He's on the team. So those 2. So then who's going to separate? Okay, we got Hendershot. Hendershot has stood out at all this camp. It's not that he's not a good player, but he hasn't stood out. I mean, John Stevens has shined. So these next 2 games, we need to see stuff from Hendershot, John Stevens, and then we got McKeon. So I was going to say that we were going to keep 4, but maybe we're going to try and get a couple up to the practice squad. It's going to be a very difficult cut. The only thing I'm hoping is that the cut is all at once at the end of the last preseason game, and the people may tend to keep their own, but not. I wouldn't count on it. Our receivers, just shout out to our receivers. I don't know. I think Tolbert's got to play in the preseason, but we have way too many good receivers. Way too many. I don't know. I mean, Dennis Houston's looking good. Simi Fehoko had a good game. I think he's on the outside looking in, but man, he has potential. He has the size and the speed. Jalen Brooks came back to earth a little bit during the preseason game, so maybe now we might be able to slide him onto the practice squad for a year. Either way, there's a lot of questions to be answered, and join me and my partner, Primetime Phil, on Primetime Phil, brought to you by Primetime Studios. I just wanted to do a short video, but I'm just glad that the Cowboys haven't suffered any major injuries in Oxnard. Their last padded practice is over. They called yesterday's fight, a coastal combat. Well, it's time for us to head back to Frisco, in the confines of the Star, work on everything. We're in Seattle this Saturday night, and then we're home for our final preseason game. And let me look and see who we play. We play our our final preseason game where we play the Raiders at home. So stay tuned. There's a lot coming. I probably won't. I don't know. I might if I have time. I'll hop on for a quick live today, but we'll see. I'll do the best I can to do that. But I wanted to do this early just to give us a little something, something. But man, that music at the start of the video, that's my kind of music. Man, that old ESPN and Monday Night Football, you're looking live. I'm ready to roll, people. So I will talk to everybody later. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, coming from my mama's basement. I will talk to everybody later. Bye.